Welcome to your February 2022 horoscope. My name is Cailin and today I'm going to be covering the major transits for the month ahead using tropical astrology and the whole sign system. I strongly recommend that you watch your horoscope for your ascendant sign first and foremost, and that is because the ascendant sign will be the most accurate for you overall, generally speaking. Having said that, the sun sign horoscope will tell you more about your life goals and your career, whereas the moon sign horoscope will pertain more to your family and your living circumstances. So if you've got time to watch all three, go for it. Now, lastly, before I get into your horoscope, I just wanted to let you know that I still have my 2022 yearly horoscopes available for purchase, so I will leave a link in the description box below. And now let's get into your horoscope. Hi Aries, Sun, Moon and Risings. Welcome to your February 2022 horoscope. Before I get into your reading today, I just wanted to pull an animal spirit totem card just to see what energies are going to be with you for the month ahead. And we've got the tiger. So this card makes me think about your ability to camouflage. So there may be some sort of situation where you feel like you have been overlooked and there's been something that has impeded your ability to stand out from the crowd. So perhaps a business idea of yours has not been listened to by your co-workers or by your boss, or this could show that you're about to be in the spotlight for something and there's some sort of hesitation or resistance from you because you feel like you are not ready for all eyes to be on you. And now let's get into your horoscope. On the 1st of February, there will be a new moon in Aquarius at 12 degrees in your 11th house. Now, the ruler of this new moon is Saturn and Uranus. So we've got Saturn being conjunct the new moon at 15 degrees, and this new moon will be making a tight square to Uranus in Taurus in your 2nd house. So essentially, new moons indicate a new chapter or a new beginning taking place somewhere in our lives. The fact that this is occurring in your 11th house and that it is strengthened by its conjunction with Saturn shows that you are able to plant the seeds for some sort of new long-term goal or dream that you have been thinking about pursuing. Now, this could be connected to organizing a large-scale event, your involvement in a community project or a political party, or you could be looking at joining a new group or community. Now, this can be accompanied by some sort of dramatic change in your values. And I'm saying this because of the square to Uranus in your 2nd house. The 2nd house represents your values as well as your finances and resources. So people in your community, as represented by the 11th house, may be quite shocked by some sort of new goal that you are announcing to these people. On a different level, your career could be affected by this long-term goal or dream, and that is because Saturn rules over your 10th house as well as your 11th house. And the 10th house is connected to your vocation and your life goals. So it's highly likely that this new goal or dream is connected to some sort of creative ability or talent that you have. And I'm saying that because this new moon will be making a semi-sextile to Venus at 11 degrees in Capricorn. So whatever new goal that you have, despite people's resistance to it at first, just know that this is for your best and highest good and that it is very supported by your natural talents and gifts. Now, the 11th house is connected to social media. So perhaps you are launching some sort of new social media account. Or if you already have a following, there could be some sort of new initiative or goal that you are announcing to people who follow you. And again, this could be seen as quite jarring or radical, or there may be some resistance to it at first. Just remember that the 11th house, as well as Uranus, is associated with trend-setting behavior and being ahead of the curve. So whatever new idea or initiative you are launching into the world, just remember that usually people will be resistant to something that they don't understand or to new concepts or ideas. But you guys are ahead of this curve, as I mentioned, and this new moon is making a sextile to you as an Aries sun, moon or rising. Now, on the 9th of February, we're going to see Mars in Capricorn in your 10th house, trining Uranus in Taurus in your 2nd house. Mars is your ruling planet, and trines are very beneficial aspects effects which carry the energy of Jupiter. So there could be some sort of opportunity here for you to be perceived as a leader, and that is because Mars is the planet that rules you. It is in the 10th house, which represents your highest worldly achievements as well as your public reputation. And also Mars is exalted in the sign of Capricorn. So this really does carry a very helpful energy for those of you who need to be in the public eye, or for those of you who need to address your boss or who are self-employed. Now, this can see you being perceived by society or those who know you as a leader because of your values. And this is shown by the trine to Uranus in Taurus in your second house. So this energy is flowing on from that new moon energy where at first there was some resistance. Now you are actually receiving support from friends and acquaintances. And that is because Uranus rules over your 11th house, which represents these individuals. Now, the second house represents your finances and resources. So the trine to Uranus here in your second house indicates that certain finances or resources may become suddenly available to you, where once there was some sort of blockage to your access of these resources. Now, you could be investing these finances or resources with regard to your career. So maybe you are looking at investing money in some sort of long-term project which is supportive of your career or of your professional initiatives and objectives. Now, this could see you investing your money and resources in a way which is going to benefit the collective. And that is because Uranus rules over the 11th house, which represents large groups of people, and Uranus itself represents large groups and communities. It's important to know that I'm not just referring to your career. Even if you are currently out of the workforce, or even if you have retired from the workforce altogether, this energy or these opportunities speak to your ability to impact the collective. It doesn't matter what stage of your life you are at. During this period of time, you have a unique ability to benefit those who you are in a community with. Now, on the 11th or 12th of February, depending where you live in the world, we are going to see the Mercury and Pluto conjunction in Capricorn take place at 27 degrees in your 10th house. Mercury and Pluto formed this conjunction at the end of December in 2021 and again at the end of January last month. So this is really about you integrating those lessons. So if you cast your mind back to the end of December and the end of January, there may be some themes that are arising once again around the middle of February. Now, this can see you experiencing the psychological effects of the deepening of your concentration. And I'm saying that because Mercury represents your mentality and Pluto can indicate you having a very intense, almost obsessive focus on something that you are trying to achieve with regard to your career or to your life goals. Now, this can show that your mentality or your perspective may be on display when it comes to your friends, your colleagues, and especially for those of you who happen to be in the public eye. And I'm saying that because the 10th house is the most visible house in our natal chart. So for those of you who are trying to camouflage, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, there won't be anywhere for you to hide while Mercury and Pluto are forming this conjunction in your 10th house. More specifically, this speaks to anything that you are putting in writing or anything that you are communicating. So this can be an article that you've written, some sort of blog that you may have written, or perhaps you are giving some sort of speech or addressing people in a meeting, or for those of you who are speaking to a larger audience, your words will have a very, very powerful, if not hypnotic effect around this particular point in time. So if you are actually trying to help people transform their lives in some way, I would pick this date, which once again is the 11th or the 12th of February, to launch some sort of communications piece or to give a speech. And this is doubly emphasized by the fact that the 27th degree in astrology is the Gemini degree. So this carries a very powerful ability to impact people with your words. Now, this can show that there is an opportunity here for you to showcase your ability to think critically and to not be manipulated by news sources or by other people's desire to impact how you are thinking. And I'm saying that because Pluto has a very hypnotic quality, and it is also associated with manipulation. So Pluto in conjunction with Mercury can show manipulation through communications, news, media, and anything that you are listening to or reading. So please be very, very careful about whom you communicate with around this point in time. And I would also advise you to be very careful about watching any kind of address from a public figure in society. So if there is a politician or if there is someone who is in the public eye who you're not very sure about their intentions, I would avoid actually consuming information about this individual around the middle of February. Now, on a more personal level, this conjunction presents a very powerful opportunity for you to refine your focus and your attention to detail when it comes to how you want to be perceived in the public eye, when it comes to what you want to focus on for your career or for your vocation. And this would certainly be an amazing time for you to gain clarity when it comes to your life mission. And also, there may be some sort of test here for you with regard to how dedicated you are to pursuing your life goal or your life mission. So you may feel as though there's some sort of curveball that has been thrown your way, but really this is a test from the universe to really just test your resolve and see how committed and dedicated you are to this trajectory for your life goal and for your mission in life. Now, on the 16th of February, there will be a full moon in Leo at 27 degrees in your 5th house. Now, this full moon will actually be making an exact inconjunction to Pluto in Capricorn at 27 degrees in your 10th house. Full moons indicate the ending of a chapter in our lives, or it can indicate a situation reaching its peak. So given that this is occurring in your 5th house, there may be some sort of creative project which has reached completion and which is now ready to launch into the universe. Now, with the launch of this creative project, there may be some sort of distraction or misdirection when it comes to how you are perceived in the public eye. Now, I don't want to freak anyone out. It is still the right time for you to launch this artwork, but this in conjunction to Pluto in your 10th house simply indicates that people may be focused on the wrong thing. So just as an example, maybe you have finished a collection of paintings and there was some sort of intention that you had, or maybe there was some sort of deeper spiritual meaning that you were experiencing while you were painting these paintings, and now you've launched them out into the public and they are focusing on the wrong thing, or they are gleaning some sort of spiritual meaning which was very, very different to what you experienced while you were painting them. The important thing to note here is that once you launch some sort of creative project into the world, you no longer have any business in determining how people perceive that work, because people are going to get what they need from something in that moment and at that specific point in time. Now, on a more practical level, you could be launching a new product with regard to your business or a new service, or you could be launching your new business as it is. Now, you may experience some sort of resistance here, and this is an internal resistance which will be coming through as a projection by other people. And what I mean by that is there may be some sort of dissension or censure of your new business or your project or this new service, or there could be some sort of confusion with regard to what is actually on offer. But this in conjunction to Pluto is basically serving you in the sense that now you can refine your focus going forwards. So just know that If you are launching something into the world and you experience a reaction which you did not intend to receive, or which is quite jarring with regard to what you initially anticipated, there is still a purpose that is being served here, and that is because you are going to continue to evolve with whatever repercussions occur as a result of your launch of this creative project or endeavor. Now, lastly, with this full moon in your 5th house, you may experience some sort of misunderstanding or disagreement with your romantic partner, if you have one, or someone that you're dating, or it could be with your child if you have children. Now, on the 16th or the 17th of February, depending where you live in the world, we are going to see Venus and Mars form a conjunction in Capricorn at 16 degrees in your 10th house. Now, once again, Mars is your ruling planet, and the 10th house is the most visible house in your chart. So, conjunctions carry the energy of something new starting in our lives, and cardinal signs such as Capricorn, Libra, Cancer, and Aries are associated with initiating something new. So really, we're going to see something new taking place in your life which becomes synonymous with your reputation, or with your vocation, or with your life goals, or with your life mission. On a different level, this could be synonymous with how people refer to you. And that is indicated by the fact that both the 1st and 7th house rulers are in conjunction here. So essentially, this could see there being a new marriage taking place. Perhaps you are announcing your engagement. Perhaps you are announcing that you are now a couple with someone else, or you could be announcing a breakup. Now, on a non-romantic level, you may actually be going into business with another person. This can certainly indicate that some sort of merger is taking place with regard to your business and that of someone else's. Or this could be two companies merging together, and that is indicated by the fact that the 10th house is associated with large hierarchical businesses. So another way that this can play out is that your financial standing could be made public, and that is because Venus rules over your 2nd house, which represents your individual finances, and Mars rules over your 8th house, which represents your mutual resources. So when we have a conjunction taking place in the 10th house, or when we have activations to the 10th house, something becomes public, or something is now associated with our public standing. So this could see you on a different level starting up some kind of new position in business. Perhaps you are receiving a promotion, or perhaps you are making your values known to the public. And that is because Venus rules over the 2nd house, which represents your values, and Mars is your ruling planet. So maybe you feel like there is some sort of announcement that you need to make, or some sort of very clear stand that you want to make known with regard to how people perceive you and speak about you and view you. Now, lastly, for the month, on the 24th/25th of February, we are going to see Mercury in Aquarius in your 11th house, making a square to Uranus in Taurus in your 2nd house. Now, although square aspects carry some sort of challenging energy or tension which we need to overcome, I just want to make you aware that also around the 24th and 25th, Mars in Capricorn will sextile Neptune in Pisces, Venus also in Capricorn will sextile Neptune in Pisces, and Mercury in Capricorn will sextile Chiron in Aries. So despite this square aspect, there is a lot of supportive energy around the end of the month. And of course, Mars is your ruling planet, so this really will have a positive impact on you despite the challenging circumstances. So with Mercury in your 11th house squaring Uranus in Taurus in your 2nd house, this indicates that there could be an argument which takes place over money, resources, or your values. And that is because Mercury represents communications. Square aspects carry the energy of Mars, which represents arguments. And of course, the 11th house represents friends, acquaintances, business contacts, and it also represents older siblings, and of course Mercury itself represents siblings. So once again, you could be arguing over money, resources, or your values. Now this could see there being an end of a friendship or a letting go of the friendship, and I'm saying that because of all of these sextiles to Neptune and of course the sextile to Chiron. So there could be a surrendering which takes place here, which is emphasized by the Neptunian energy. Now, on a different level, this aspect may not necessarily indicate that other individuals are involved. It could be that you either have to let go of an old dream or project, or there could be a sudden opportunity that comes up that you are not prepared for. Now, the reason I'm giving two slightly contradictory examples of what could happen is because Uranus represents there being a breaking away from something, but the fixed sign energy, as represented by Aquarius and Taurus, represents an opportunity to invest in something. So another way that we could look at this is that you may have to let go of an old dream or a project that you've been working on to make way for a new project or a new opportunity. Now, the square energy in all of this makes me inclined to think that you're not prepared for this opportunity to be presented to you, or there is some sort of trade-off, which I mentioned. Essentially, though, this will be for your best and highest good, and I'm saying that because we have this Mars and Venus sextile to Neptune, and we have this Mercury sextile to Chiron. So really, there's some sort of divinely guided opportunity which is coming in for you, which may present itself as a hidden blessing at first. So Aries, that's all I have for you for February 2022. If you'd like to purchase your 2022 yearly horoscope, you can do so by clicking in the link in the description box below. Enjoy your month ahead, Aries, and I will see you guys next month.